and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this country dream mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is realthomas2b1, and I will also have a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So this build actually was going to start out as a real Sims build. As you know, I have been doing a few more of these recently, and it's basically where I find a floor plan or a house plan or like a picture of a house, something like that online, and then try to recreate it in The Sims 4. And I did start doing that with this particular picture. But then when I started doing it, I then realised that maybe it was a little bit too big to actually, recreate really realistically, because a house this big, and sometimes when it comes to recreating something in The Sims 4, it can be hard to get the proportions right and everything. So I did have a bit of trouble with that, which you do sometimes as well with even smaller homes. So to kind of put that on a bigger scale, and kind of just everything, being on a bigger scale just made everything really difficult. So I just thought, what, I'm just not going to give myself that much stress and just change it into a build that I want to do. So I did actually record a bit of me working out the floor plan of the actual house recreation, but I did just end up cutting that out because I did take it out anyway, because I didn't really like that floor plan, because I've noticed everything on these floor plans are very kind of cramped and everything, and I do everything really spacious in my build, so I did end up changing that, so I just cut that out. But I'm really happy how the build turned out in the end, and it is only on a 40 by 40 lot, and with a real Sims build it wasn't going to be a mansion to begin with, but then when I started building it and I did the floor plan, it actually ended up having 8 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. So I thought, what, this is more than enough to be a mansion, so that's why I'm saying this today. So it has 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and I built it on a 40 by 40 lot in Bridleton Bay, and it came in at 296,129 simoleons. And for the packs I used today, I used Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living and Get Together, and for the game packs I used Jungle Venture and Parenthood, and for the stuff packs I just used Laundry Day. So not a whole bunch of packs today. I did keep it fairly restricted, which I know is very helpful for some people, so that's what I did today. And this build I actually doing the voiceover on the 25th, and you should be seeing this on 27th. Normally I do the Sunday voiceovers on the day of the video going up. I know I say that I like to do them in advance if I can, but for Sunday ones it always ends up being on the day of upload. It just kind of how it works out with, because I do try to wait until people are out the house until I can actually do the voiceover, because as you know, that's just how I prefer to do things, but just how that, keeping that in mind and how things worked out. For Sunday builds, it always works out for me doing the voiceover and uploading and editing everything on the day of upload, which I don't normally like to do, but I'm kind of used to it now, so it's fine. But anyway, speaking of that, I am kind of pre-recording a little bit at the minute. That's why I'm doing this voiceover a few days in advance, because next week I will be actually redecorating my entire room. So the last couple of weeks I have been deciding on colours and stuff like that. So next week, because it is the school holidays, so I've got some help from my parents to help me paint my room. So I'm going to be doing that. So I am just getting ahead of my videos, because next week I'm not going to really be able to have much time to record, because I'm going to be painting and stuff. And, I'm not going to, well, I might be able to keep my desk in my room. I think I will be able to, but with painting and stuff and everything going on in my room, I don't really think I'm going to have that much time to sit down and record and do voiceovers and stuff. So I thought, to be on the safe side, I'm going to try and get as much done as I can before next week starts, so I don't have to worry about getting videos done and stuff when I'm going to be pushed for time anyway. So that's why I'm doing this now. And I did mention this the other day about the colours and stuff I was going for. So at the minute, if you've seen any of my facecam videos before, I do actually have a blue coloured room and with red accents, which I used to like it, but I don't know why, but all of a sudden, the last couple of months, I'm just starting to go away from it. I don't know why. I've had it for a very long time, actually, this colour scheme. So I think that's one reason that's got to do with it, and maybe it's just been kind of sick of it, maybe, but I just wanted to change. But I do really like the red, so I have red curtains and a red rug, so the red is the accent colour in my room, so I thought I would actually change it up to, instead of the blue, I would change it to grey, and then I can actually keep my red with it, so it's kind of like a neutral, and then red is the accent colour, if that makes sense. So grey walls and then red as the accent, so that's what I'm going to do. And what I actually decided to do, and I did mention this in a video a couple of days ago as well, is I actually have this kind of white sort of, I don't know how you describe it. The actual term is called dado rail, but I don't know if it's called something else in different countries, but it's basically this sort of board, I guess, or a wooden rail that kind of runs along the whole middle of the wall. So we've actually got it in like most of the rooms of the house, and in some other rooms, like in the hallways and stuff, we've actually got two-tone walls. So in the hallways and stuff of our house, they're all very neutral colours, like creams. So it's like a darker cream and then a lighter cream above the that kind of board thing in the middle. So I was actually thinking about doing the same in my room. So I've chosen a darker colour for the bottom, and then above it I've got a lighter grey colour. So I'm doing that, and then again keeping the grey. And then I'm also changing my carpet as well. That's why I've got to take out, you know, all my furniture and stuff for the carpet to be fitted. So actually just today I went ahead and got some carpet samples. So I'm going to go ahead and choose those. Again, I'm going to go for grey. I'm kind of deciding between light and dark grey. Again, I've got quite a few samples. The person in the shop was having a bit of trouble actually getting the sample from the book, so that actually gave me a huge, massive book of like, there's like 20 different carpet samples in it. It's absolutely ginormous. So I've got plenty of look through for that. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little update on that, because I know some people are interested in that sort of thing. And you know, with The Sims, it's helped me a lot because I've been able to use my experience for interior design from that a little bit to help me decide on some colour choices. And also, you know, kind of, I didn't do like my full room, but I did sort of recreate my room a little bit in The Sims and sort of played with colours a little bit to see what would work. I didn't, you know, do the full like clutter and all that sort of stuff, just to kind of get a bit of an idea. So I did do that, and which helped a lot. So, you know, The Sims just come in useful in this real life as well, which is great. Anyway, so back to the build here. This build, as I said, is fairly big. It's got 8 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. So I did actually manage to go ahead and put 2 living rooms in as well. And I do this a lot in my builds, where if it's big enough I will have like 2, even sometimes 3 living rooms, but with this particular one the living rooms are right next to each other, which at first it didn't really seem that right. It kind of looked a little bit odd, like having 2 living rooms right next to each other within like an archway dividing them, but now that I'm kind of looking back at it, I don't think it's too bad. I don't really know why I've changed my opinion on that, but it just doesn't look as bad anymore, so that's what it is. And as I was saying earlier, I did actually have this planned in to begin with as a real Sims build. So as I was saying, I did kind of have some things planned in from the floor plan which I then removed, but there still were some elements of like inspiration took from that floor plan, in terms of like the general layout. I did change most of it though, but it just some things were kind of similar in terms of like where the main living room was and the one on the side, which I added on. So, you know, just a few things like that, which were similar in terms of the placement. And that actual original garage, sorry, I'm saying, get my words mixed up here. The original floor plan actually had 3 garages on the side of the house, which I thought was a little bit overkill. And once I actually, well, to be honest, on the floor plan it didn't look too bad, but when you kind of think of how many tiles that garage would take up, and when you put it in The Sims, it did look a little bit too overkill. So I just kind of redid that, and that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to change it to just a build that I wanted to do myself and not a real Sims build. But again, if you do have any ideas for other types of real Sims builds that you'd like to see, then let me know, as that'd be really helpful to hear. When I am looking for new house plans to recreate, I do find that 1-story homes are the best ones to recreate. I do find that they're just a little bit easier to kind of work around, because, you know, like I was saying before, with kind of recreating things from real life with the proportions and everything, it can get a little bit difficult when it's lots of different stories and more complex things to kind of think about. So I do try to stick to 1-story ones, but I know that if I'm going to make this a more regular thing, then that might get a little bit boring. So I have been looking into more bigger ones as well. That's why this one, like I said before, was going to start to be off, you know, a real Sims build, but it did end up being a little bit too hard for me to do. But I think that's just because of it being kind of new to me in terms of a bigger home like this. But I think I'll just practice a little bit more with a few smaller ones and then move on to some bigger ones as well. And also, just another note is that the Real Sims build series isn't a regular thing on my channel. It's not going to be something that you're going to see every week. It's just maybe once every fortnight, or just whenever I feel like it, really. When I started that series, it wasn't really for any particular reason other than for me to just help improve my building skills from, you know, here and there. I just find that, you know, it just kind of gets me out of my regular cycle of how I do builds, really, like the process of building it. Because when I'm following a floor plan, I really have to kind of switch the way I actually start a build, like, you know, because I'm thinking about how the floor plan actually works in terms of how, like, I place the first wall, and kind of just thinking about it in a different way than how I normally think about a build when I don't have any reference photos or anything. So that's why I started doing them. But again, if you do have any ideas at all, feel free to suggest anything you have at all, and I'll make a note of it and come back to it when I feel like doing another one. And yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention, you may have seen this if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, then I recommend you do, because I do post all my builds on there as well as posts, and I do post more screenshots of them as well. And I also post on my story a lot. Again, I kind of give you updates of when new builds come out, and I'll also give you kind of real life things as well, so you can see what I'm up to behind the scenes as well. So anyway, the other day I did kind of post about how I have updated my channel memberships. So if you don't know what this is, if you look kind of down below where the subscribe button is, you will see a button that says join, and if you click on that, you'll see kind of like a sort of like a menu of 3 different levels of 3 different prices, and it's basically a system where you can support creators by kind of, you know, paying a monthly subscription, and you get perks in return. So there's lots of different things, and if you have a look through, you can see I would recommend level 2, because with that you do get a lot of perks with it. So it's just like a monthly subscription. It really helps me out a lot. Of course, don't feel pressured to, you know, do it, but it does help me out a lot. And in return for doing that, you do get a lot of extra perks. So if you just have a look through that, it does tell you all that you get in return for it. So, you know, it's worth having a look through, I think. And the reason I bring this up, I have had it on my channel for a while, but the other day I did have a refresh of it, really kind of just had a rethink of things that I had on there, and just kind of updated a little bit. So I just thought I'd mention that again. And if you want to learn more about that again, I do actually have an Instagram story highlight with channel memberships on, so if you want to come back to that again, you can check that out, and it has the information there if you want to come back to it at another time. So now we're just working on the master bedroom. Sometimes I do say this, but I have sometimes difficulty when it comes to deciding what is the master bedroom in a lot of my builds, because it can be difficult to decide, because a lot of my rooms that I do are fairly neutral, and a lot of them are very similar in terms of size, and also with mansions, a lot of them are fairly luxurious, so a lot of them have their own ensuite bathrooms, own fireplaces and seating areas and stuff. So all those kind of factors play into making it difficult to kind of pick out one that stands out to be the master room. But this one I would say would be the master room there, because like I said, it just have its like a little ensuite bathroom here, and it also has a fireplace and seating area, so I would say that would be the master room. And also as well, in today's build, there is kids rooms. If you saw the Dream Mansion build from the other day, which actually just went up like 10 minutes ago for me doing this voiceover, in that build I was saying within that there wasn't any kids rooms within that build, because with the kind of luxury theme and modern theme, I didn't really think kids rooms would fit that well. So in today's build I was going to make up for that, so that's why you're seeing some kids rooms today. So I did do this one here, which I would say is for like a child girl age, I would say, and there's also a neutral kids room, and there's also a teen boys room as well. So that's what I did. Again, I had to do a neutral kids room because as you know, I do prefer to do neutral rooms, but I thought I'd go ahead and kind of stick with that and do a neutral kids room as well, but also add in some personality there as well. So that's why there is a girls and a boys room there too. But of course, if you need to change it up, then feel free, if that makes it easier for you to fit with your family that you're playing with. And also as well, I don't really mention this too often, but if you ever have like a family that you're playing with, it's like a current household within one of my builds, then always feel free to send me pictures of the household that you're playing with, because I've had this a few times and it's always really exciting to see people sending me pictures of their families within my builds, because it's always really kind of weird to visualize like other people playing within my builds. I don't know why. I don't know if other builders feel the same way, but I just feel that sometimes. So I have had people send me their pictures of their families playing in my build before, so if you do have any more, then feel free, as I love to see. And this room right here, again, is just another neutral one. I would suppose there are a few guest rooms you could maybe class them as, because there are a lot of neutral ones today, as well as some personalised ones though, so it is a good mix. But this one just have a little seating area here too, as well as an ensuite bathroom. I did actually adjust that room there as well as the other one, I think it was the girls' kids room, because of the window placement at the front. I think I did it off screen though, but I was having a bit of trouble with that, so I did end up changing the size of those rooms a little bit, but I don't really think you'll notice that though. And also just from the other day in the Dream Penthouse build, I did say about, you know, university, and I've also talked about it there, so I'm not going to kind of repeat myself too much from that video of what I said in that video, so you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it already. But anyway, so what I was going to say is that if you do have any ideas that you want to see with that pack, then let me know, as I really find it helpful for any ideas you have. As I was saying earlier, I just add everything to a list, and then I'll see from there what I want to do. And again, for university coming out, you know, I do actually have, as I was saying in that video, I have been confirmed I will be receiving early access for that pack, so I will be doing some videos for that, so let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see. I do have some ideas already, but I'm not going to say what particular ones, because I didn't mention this the other day, but I'm going to say it now, because I did hear one of my other friends say this, but I do have some insider knowledge, I guess, about the pack. I'm not going to say anything you know, any details, of course, I can't say that, but I wasn't sure if I could actually say that, but one of my friends did, so I thought, you know what, it's fine. So that's why the other day I didn't say anything that I have, you know, in terms of ideas, because in case that idea has anything that's been influenced by something I've been told, so that's why I'm just going to keep everything a secret until, you know, more information has been confirmed. But there is the live stream coming up on November 8th, I think it is, where the Sim Gurus will be going through the pack on Twitch, so then you'll find out a lot of more information, and you'll have some questions answered there in that Twitch stream, so you can stay tuned for that. But yeah, so just as a game changer, I have, you know, had a little bit more information about the pack, but again, I can't say anything about it, so I just thought I'd let you know about that. Anyway, so we're just working on that room there, which was the teen boys room. Again, it isn't that specific though. Again, when I do personalized rooms, I don't make them that specific. It's just a little bit of like a hint there of maybe a personality, which may give you an idea. If you're kind of stuck for like a personality you want to put into that room, then that might give you a little bit of help there. And now we're just finishing off a little bit more on the exterior, just putting a little bit of ivy and some planter boxes in, just as some finishing touches, and that's pretty much it for today's speed build. So we're going to head on to the screenshots now. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for other builds, or anything else that you want to see on the channel next, that would be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!